Yo, what's going on, Mom? Quakes, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out which one I'm gonna smoke today. Justin, what's going on? Carson, what's going on? 654. Let's see. Man, all right. Hopefully everybody's doing well, man. Had me a little afternoon cigar. What your coach do yesterday? Justin, I have no idea what you're talking about. Messi, what's going on? Last thing I heard is we picked up Carson Wentz. You know, I like I said, man, I ain't really been paying too much attention to some other stuff that's been going on, and I got a lot of stuff, a lot of food on my plate right now. So, Sean, what's going on? I'm assuming you're talking about somebody might yesterday was free agency start. Oh, you said what we're gonna do with free agency, man. We really don't we don't need anything really. The biggest hole was quarterback, and we stole a quarterback. So we're pretty good at running back because you got to remember Marlon Mack was hurt. Malik Hooker was out at safety. Like I don't think we really need anything. We probably won't. We got the most cap space, but we probably aren't gonna use anything. I don't expect us to make any real big moves or land any big names other than the Carson Wentz thing. Andre, what's going on? Kiba, what's going on? Cowboy, what is going on? Milwaukee P, RCC Music, what's going on? Yeah, man, I got 2 cigars today, so I'm actually gonna probably at some point review the platinum label because it's rated at more full. So Cowboy is in here. That's actually good. So I got the Bow Tie Copper, and then of course it's kind of dim in here. I got the Bow Tie Copper, and then I have the Bow Tie Couture, the white label, which the Couture is rated as a stronger cigar and has the Habano wrapper, but I'm actually really interested in the Copper because it has the Brazilian Arapi wrapper on it. So that's kind of what I'm excited about. I've smoked the 314 before. I think it's a pretty good cigar. It's pretty mild for my personal liking, but I think it's a good cigar for people that are into more mild cigars. Really good construction, good flavor was on it. So I think that was a really enjoyable cigar, but just a little bit more. It's a little bit mild for something I'm going to smoke all the time. But definitely smoked a lot worse cigars. So Mr. Clark, what's going on, man? Yeah, man. Yeah. Definitely showing some pride there. Pharrell, what's going on? You still got the platinum. Yeah, Cowboy, I'm gonna smoke the platinum as an official review, but I wanted to smoke either one of these on the live stream today. I want to show some love to some smaller companies, man. I'm tired of smoking some bigger stuff. So we're gonna smoke some smaller cigars, and some people think that some people don't or only smoke high end or more known name brands. So we're gonna show you we get down with the Section 8 cigars too. So Cowboy, what you thinking, man? You think I should do this copper label or this white label? You know, I'm gonna take your opinion and we're gonna run with it and we're gonna light up, we're gonna smoke up and see what everybody got going on. Howard, what's going on? J Dog, what's going on? Man, you're not late, man. We just started. This is just a real, random live as I always do. Clyde, what is going on? Let's go Browns. Okay, that white label is the newest blend. Cowboy, what you it's the newest blend. What you man, let me see. Let me see. All right, man. We're gonna use my Lee Mac 912 challenge coin. As you guys obviously see what's gonna be heads. Got my uncle on there looking like Isaac Hayes, man. Nah, shout out to the GOAT, man. I thought this was pretty cool. So we'll use this as heads. We'll use we'll say the white label is gonna be heads. We'll say the copper label is tails. So that's what we're gonna run on. We'll flip it. All right, copper label it is. Saw you out there in Vegas smoking big. Yeah, man. I saw you, Cowboy, too, enjoying one of the cigars that's featured in the Cigar Madness tournament. That is a damn good cigar. I can't give away all the secrets, but Latanya, how are you doing? Hope you're doing good. Bro, messing with you and Uncle Mac. I need another humidor. It be like that sometimes. It be like that. But see, I've always told y'all need to get humidors that have more space, man. It's always better to have too much than not enough. Remember that. Y'all wow, man. Man, the 888 is a good cigar. The only one that I like above it in the Añejo lineup is the 77 or the Shark. We got some really good friends that are pro 888. It's usually either people who are pro 888 or pro Shark. I like the Shark a little more, but the 888's fantastic. So after I fire this up, I'm gonna look on bowtieCigar.com and give y'all a little information on this, man. We're gonna give a proper introduction to my man Billy King. Good friend of my man Cowboy, so a good friend of Cowboy is a good friend of mine. And that's right too. Carson does build wooden humidors too. Just a FYI for everybody out there. Does some good stuff too. Raul, what's going on, family? AJ Fernandez strong too. Yeah, that 77. That's my favorite of the lineup, and a close second is that 888. But I like that Shard, man. All right, so we got this bow tie copper label lit up. You could buy a 5-pack of these for $42. This looks like a different size. All right, yeah. So they have it in a 5x50 Robusto. I'm smoking the 6x54 Toro Grande. Cigar wrapper is a Arapi Rapa, dark Brazilian, binders Dominican Olor, fillers Dominican, Brazilian, Colombian, Nicaraguan, and Peruvian. Again, it comes in those two sizes. They got the strength is mild to medium. The flavor exotic. This is the best description of my copper label bow tie cigar, comprised of 7 different tobaccos representing 5 different countries. The master blenders and I have created an extremely complex yet perfectly balanced smoke. The presentation of this beauty is completed by enveloping it in a gorgeous oily Brazilian wrapper. All right. Good start. Dave, what is going on, brother? I must only be the only lightweight in here. Now, how a lot of people don't want to admit they lightweights, but they are. What's your favorite Honduran Puro? Either the Aladino Corojo Reserva Robusto or the Toro in the Aroa First 20. Probably one of those. Let me check you out, Cowboys. They're checking the blog section. There, man. Look at that. Look at that, man. Got my man first up on the blog site, man. Cowboy in there, man. That's what's up. If y'all already know, if y'all over here and y'all follow me and don't follow Cowboy, you're doing yourself a disservice, man. Go ahead and follow Cowboy. Got some stuff planned for him once he hits 1,000 subscribers. So if y'all aren't subscribed to him, and on top of that too, man, he's a good reviewer, good palate, good respectable palate. More than I can say about a lot of these people out here. So, Matt, what's going on, brother? Shout out to you from Black Lion Country. Vegas was a nice slip away out. Yeah. I gotta get me another trip in too. So, Howard, sinus issues with retrohaling. A trick that you can do with the retrohaling is a lot of people will blow out most of the smoke and then hit the very tail end of the retro smoke. Or like my guy Charles Wallingford, he doesn't really retrohale a lot, even though he knows how to, but he'll circle the cigar and just smell the smoke. So the main point of that is to say you need to get all your sensory involved in the experience to enjoy it wholeheartedly. Reynaldo, what's going on, man? I'll tell y'all what I'm getting. See we. There's definitely a nice spice in there, a black pepper spice, some natural sweetness, picking up a light woodiness in there too. Pretty much what I'm getting, but it's pretty consistent from the first light I've gotten, which for me, I feel like, you know, I could tell in the first half inch of the cigar how much I'm gonna like the cigar, and I could tell from the first light of it, it has some good flavor on it. Can tell that he's not using cheap tobacco, and besides me smoking the 314 previously too, I can tell the tobacco is good. So, but that's what I'm getting right now. I'm getting a nice natural sweetness off of it, a very nice pepper spice on the retro hill. Nothing that's gonna make you tear up unless you're not used to it. And then there's a nice woodiness in there. It's not cedar, it's more in the oak family. It's not a very dark oak, but it's a oak. Akron, what's going on? Good afternoon. I would have bet my money Supreme Leaf would have won. So again, man, like I said, I want to reiterate that again for you guys, just so you guys can understand. The tournament, again, whatever is going to win this tournament, that's not me saying it's the best cigar in the field. It's saying what I said from the beginning is usually the cigar that's going to win these tournaments are going to be the one that's more enjoyable and more consistent throughout the tournament. So, and after all the filming has been done for Cigar Madness, so I already know, I know who won, and I'm very comfortable with it because the cigar that won was more consistent and more enjoyable than everything else. You can pick up a cigar one day and it's really good. You pick up a cigar the other day and it's like, it's decent. This cigar was very consistent every time I picked it up. So you have to reward consistency. Some people hear that and they still in their thick ass skulls think that that's me saying that it's the best cigar in the field. I still get people, man, you think the Aganorsa is better than Padron? I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I smoked it at that time that I did, that it was more consistent and more enjoyable. That's all. I'm not saying, I don't know, man. I think some people just like to, I think people just like talking sometimes. So they just say stuff, but I've said it 1,000 times. That's not what this means. And then even in tail too, the tournament is all in fun, people. It's just for fun. Not and Howard, I wasn't getting on you by any means. I just want to let you know that too. I'm just saying when I'm thinking about that, it's just me thinking in general of people that have commented. It's just like they just don't get it. Dave, I'm smoking the Bow Tie Cigars copper label. What I'll do after the live stream is over, I'll put a link to the website. So you guys want to check the cigar out. But so far, pretty good, pretty decent flavors on this. Getting a nice pepper spice, getting some nice woodiness and a nice natural tobacco sweetness. Nothing overly crazy right now, but the tobacco is really good. You could tell the tobacco is good. I could see that kind of already, Cowboy. Even though I got the whole cigar, I can kind of tell by how the flavors are kind of even, developing even right now. Yeah, the Toro's, for some reason, that's the one that has the worst construction issues. But the Corona's performance has been fine. But I've watched a few other reviewers and they say it's just as good as a Robusto, and it's like, no, like I said, I get it's all subjective, but no way are you putting that Corona up there with that Robusto. No way. And to be completely honest, I feel like the Toro came along and then the hype was solidified. Then the Supreme Leaf name was solidified, and then the Corona Gorda was there. And in my personal opinion, like I said, I don't have any ties. I don't have any dog in that fight. I feel like that Corona Gorda was rushed. I feel like that cigar will be better in 3 to 6 months, but right now it's just not for me. It's not a very good cigar. And this is coming from a guy that has a few boxes of them. I'm hoping, I don't plan on smoking another one until the fall. So maybe I might review it in the fall. But again, like I've mentioned in public, that's why I have not reviewed the cigar yet, because there's enough people that have reviews of it out now. And for me, if you ask me my opinion, I'll tell you on it. I don't think it's that good of a cigar. So Matt, that's actually his channel. Just drop off the apostrophe S. You just type in cowboyism and that's it. Jacuba Tube, what's going on? You can't please everyone. There's always those who can complain. And that's what I'm gonna do, man. Like I said, it is what it is. At this point, you know, I feel like either people are watching because they really enjoy the content, or they're watching just because for whatever reason. I don't know. I don't understand it. What size is the one available? This one is available in a 5x50 Robusto, and I'm smoking the 6x50 Toro Gordo or Toro Grand. Toro Grand. The Robusto is yeah, I see, and some people like the Corona. I didn't like it though. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was really unbalanced, and for me, coming from a guy that really loves a lot of pepper, it was just really unbalanced and really strong in pepper. Not a lot else going on. What's up, Cigar Man? Looking forward to my first in Bombay experience. That should be good for you. Hopefully, you're enjoying it. Why wasn't your cigar in Cigar Madness tournament? It wasn't really a need to put my cigar in there. It was just kind of like that's the thing about Cigar Madness. It's not sponsored by anybody. It ain't. That's just my thing. That's what I do. I pick 16 every year. I just pick 16 cigars. I feel like the best. And then for me too, not gonna put a cigar in there that's at this point is impossible to get. So while there are some cigars in there that are really hard to get, they're not, you know, if you pay attention and you do your Googles, like Lee Mac says, you can find these cigars. It's not a point of me putting it in there and then nobody's able to get the cigar. And then it gets knocked out in the first round, or if it wins it, oh, you're biased because the cigar won, or what the hell are you talking about because the cigar got knocked out in the first round. Not a point putting it in there. By the way, I pulled the punch out of my Black Line box. I was shocked at how jazzy and smoky really enjoyed it. Good looking out. Appreciate you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Justin, that's what I'm thinking too. I think with time they're gonna get better, but I just honestly feel like they're just being rushed. I think because they're just trying to strike while the kettle's hot, which they're not the only ones. A lot of people do that while something's hot, they try to jump on top of it. So, Matt, what's going on? Ran across the other Cigar Madness. It was hilarious. Poor guys. Everyone went in on them. Well, it was a sorry ass excuse to call a Cigar Madness, but you know. And so that's my thing too. We'll just talk about it here, right? So like, for me, when I look at stuff, I always feel like, and even for me, I feel like if I'm a supporter of something, or if I believe in something, and you know that, and you. For me, I feel like I would be doing a disservice to the person that I really support or really like to sit over there and engage and watch some shit and know that it's not organically theirs. So just me, everybody ain't built the same way. Some people steal, some people lie, some people kill, everybody ain't built the same. But just for me, I have a huge problem with it. So like if I see Cowboy doing something that's original and then I go over and see somebody else doing it, I'm gonna call them on it. That's just me. So if they can't handle it or whatever, or and again, mentioning you saying you saw that, the comments were deleted. That's a red flag. To anybody with any common sense that would tell you, if you feel it, for me, if I felt like if I was doing something and I wasn't copying or inspired by somebody else's ideas or thoughts, then I will respond to people or the accusations or whatever. To not respond to it is a complete red flag to me. John, what's going on? Had the Bombay yesterday. I'm a fan of Nicaragua. I'm a fan of Nicaragua fan, but really enjoyed it to the nub. Thanks for helping me increase my palate. Still a newbie. Nothing wrong with that. That's what we're here for. It is, Howard. It's just sad, man, that everybody can just think that they could take an idea or something like that and not give credit where it's due. To me, it's pretty sad. But like I said, for me, I always say leaders lead from the front. You can steal whatever you want to, but the person that has the ideas or that's inventing everything, they're going to always stay ahead because they're creative. So, my thing is, it's 2021 now. I started it last year. I didn't come in until late 2019. We look at somebody like Brian Glenn, or Cigar Obsession, has been reviewing cigars for over 10 years. Why hasn't nobody done it in those 10 years? But now all of a sudden everybody wants to use it. Striking while it's hot, man. They see something. You guys are a part of making something successful, and they see that, so now they want to copy it. So straight trash, man. So that's my thing too. I can't. The tournament stuff is. I don't even care about that. Like you look at it and it's like, oh, okay. Obviously inspired something. It's the name. You can't use the same name as me, man. And that's when I'm like, all right, like y'all know where this is coming from. Like, all right. Appreciate that, John. Andre definitely will do. What 3 cigars would you choose if you were to blend them into one special cigar? That's kind of hard because if I could take 3 cigars and blend them and they might be completely awful by themselves. But 3 cigars that I could think off the top of my head that may work well together. That's a pretty hard question. I don't know. Obviously, probably would be some kind of padron in there because of the depth and the richness of the flavor. It's not a very complex cigar. I don't think padrones are very, very complex, but they have a very nice, dense, powerful smoke, and it's smooth at the same time, which I feel like a lot of people. I get so tired of hearing that shit too, man. People are like, "Oh, this tastes like a padron." No, it does not, man. It does not taste like no damn padron. There is a reason. I say it all the time off the record. Say it to you guys too. Padron is probably the only company out there that does not have sales reps. There might be a couple more, like smaller ones, but they're one of the biggest companies that don't have sales reps. They don't have to make blends time and time again. It's a reason for that, man. There's a reason why they're at the top of the top. And then you see these people claiming certain cigars or certain blends taste like Padrones, and then you smoke them, and you're just like, what are y'all talking about? Like, this is not a Padron, man. Only problem I have with that copper label is the uneven burn from time to time. I find it burns better under cooler. Yeah, it was just a small little touch up I had to do. Flavors are still nice stuff, still about the same for me. And I would say right now, strength is pretty mild. Not really any strength at all. It's still a lot of wood, natural tobacco sweetness. I'm still getting a little spice, even though that spice has kind of died down on the retro hill. But this is a pretty easy smoking cigar. So if we're looking at let's see. Glance at this real quick. B Neil, I show love. I didn't attend the HBCU, but I still got love for my people, man. So I show love when I can. See, and that's what I was gonna say too. So you can get a 5. Let's see. That's pretty good. You can get the Robustos for well under $10 a cigar. So for me right now, I don't have any problem with it. In Bombay Classic was very nice, right up my alley, medium body. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it too. I'm glad y'all did. I thought that was a fairly good cigar, or actually a really good cigar too. Priest, what's going on, man? What's your top 3 Padrones? Family Reserve 50-year natural. 1926 80th anniversary of Maduro, and probably 1926 90th anniversary natural. So natural in the 90th anniversary and the 50th anniversary, not the Big Hammer, but the Family Reserve and the 1926 80 Maduro. Those are probably my 3 favorites. Nice nuttiness coming on this now too. Dave, that's cool. That's what I'm here for, man. It's I don't have to. I don't smoke outdoors a whole lot. It's getting nicer outside. I will smoke outside, like you go to conventions or parties and stuff like that. I'll smoke outside, but most of the time I smoke indoors, man. It's just a preference of mine. I don't have any problems with smoking outdoors, but like I smoked outside quite a bit yesterday. I have my days. It's really kind of mood dependent, depending on what I'm doing. But see, I have the luxury of being in a sunroom, so I can have the best of both worlds if I want to. I can just pull up all the windows and smoke in here, and it's like I'm outside indoors at the same time. But every now and then a bird might fly here, But that's why I have the screens up. But most of the time I'm an indoor smoker. Man, Howard, I wish I had enough of them, man. I wish I did. Yeah, getting a nice nuttiness, a nice pepper in there, still getting a little sweetness, still getting some wood in there. That's what I'm tasting mostly on this. That's what we're working with right now. Like I can tell, you know, some cigars you'll pick up sometimes and you can tell pretty immediately. Like, so that's the thing too. So let's talk about this. So a lot of people will recommend cigars for me to try. And 9 times out of 10, I have smoked those cigars. They're pretty common companies. But I just think for me, I'm not, and there's nothing against those because you're going to have a lot of reviewers like that review a little bit of everything. I only really, and somebody, I wish I remember who it was. They actually said they felt like a problem with me was that I review mostly bangers or mostly cigars I like. And I said, well, most of the time I review a cigar, I've smoked that cigar quite a few times before I go on camera, unless it's a brand new release and I'm trying to get it out there probably before anybody else. But 9 times out of 10, it's cigars I've smoked a lot of times. And for me, there's, you know, cigars that are $5 and under, I feel like there's a fine line between, and then like I said, Cowboy does the Balling on a Budget series, which I think is very good too, because there's an area for that. But for me, for my person, I don't feel like for me, I need to justify reviewing bundle cigars or cheaper cigars because that's not what I smoke. And I feel like as long as a person is being honest with what they're smoking, that's fine. Now, there might be another reviewer that disagrees with that and they just say, I just review whatever. That's why I don't want people sending me stuff all the time. I like cigar. I have the cigars. Trust me, I don't need cigars. So I review cigars that I like. If they don't score well, most of the time it's because they're not performing well with the draw and burn. But most of the time, the flavor profile is what I like. So that's why the scoring system is, when you see me scoring them, they're in that 4 to 5 point range because these are cigars I like. I feel like I do more of a service for the community, me personally, for reviewing the little bit higher cigars and telling you if I think it's worth it. Everybody's financial situation is different. Everybody doesn't have $15 or $20 to spend on cigars all the time. So if you watch me and you feel like my palate is pretty comparable to yours and you see me saying, I think this cigar is good, I think it's a box worthy cigar, I think it's a 5-pack worthy cigar, I think it's good enough to just smoke every now and then. A lot of people take heed to that, and that means a lot to them. I feel like the sacrifice I'm making is more worth that to review stuff. Now, speaking of that, the new Plasencia that came out, the Alma Fuerte and the Claro wrapper, I didn't like that cigar. So you guys are hearing that, or anybody that's watching the stream here soon will be able to verbally hear me say, I don't think that's a good cigar. I'm not going to review it. Somebody else may review it and like this cigar. I personally don't care for it, so I'm not going to review it. But it's nothing different. If somebody were to comment in the comment section, have you smoked it? I'll respond back, yeah, I smoked it. I don't care for it. So take that for what it is. No, Sean, I don't think it was on purpose. I think he just genuinely didn't know. Sometimes we all have brain farts, man. It happens. And no, I wasn't upset because for me, I thought it was pretty funny. At the end of the day, like even if it was on purpose, if Lee Mac had the cigar and wanted to smoke it that way, then that's what it was. And really, to be honest, I think it actually proved more about the cigar more than it hurt it because it showed that you could smoke it from either end and it still was an enjoyable cigar. I don't know. People drink and stuff too. Somebody might, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you never know. Somebody could grab that cigar and be completely drunk and cut the wrong end and light and still smoke it. So no, I wasn't upset by it. I thought it was a pretty funny thing, but no, I wasn't upset. I have the humidimeter. I very rarely use it. I just feel like in that sense, I'm really more old school. I just kind of can grab a cigar and kind of touch it and tell if it's ready to my liking, and I can kind of tell. Supreme Robusto is really good, man. I think that's the best one of the bunch, easy. Let me see. Wait a minute. Sorry about that moving, man, on this uneven table. If there ever is a possibility of having a tie during a cigar, man, it's probably a coin flip. But honestly, I'm gonna try my best. Because let's be honest, man. When you're smoking a cigar, there's gonna be a preference to one. So I would just, at the end of the day, I would just probably tell you guys which one I prefer or have more enjoyability from, and it is what it is. But probably but see, there's always going to be that thing, though, because I could do a coin flip on a video, and somebody would say, "Oh, well, he just edited the coin flip until he got it to where he wants." So it's always going to be something, man. You can't please everybody. Facts, Cal. You already know how I feel. Facts. How did you like the trail mix TAA? I have not smoked that one yet, but I think I got a couple heading my way. You guys, I'm gonna be honest about it. I've smoked all of them so far. The only one that I thought was really, really good was the Death Bucket 2 for me. And when I say really good, that's something I mean probably I would keep in the humidor on a regular basis and smoke. Everything else has been decent, Still, a lot of the same flavors for me too. Mostly wood, a little bit of nuttiness now. Pepper's still there, but it's died off a little bit too. So I think this is a very fair assessment so far. They rated it mild to medium. I feel like that's pretty much what I'm getting right now too. Which, like I said, there's a market for that too. There are people that don't like strong cigars, so I tend to like strong cigars. So that's when Billy sent me the kit and I looked through this, I already knew which one I was going to put on camera as an official review just for the strength factor alone, because I know most of the time with some strength is going to come some flavor intensity, and I knew that's going to be right up my alley. But wanted to give them some love too. I smoked the 314 off camera and I enjoyed it, even being a milder cigar, but I didn't put that on camera or anything. But wanted to kind of come up, and then like I said, I could have jumped in there and smoked anything, but I haven't. This is actually my first cigar today, so I wanted to kind of come in and smoke one of these. Have you tried the Cigar buns? Pardon me for the question. Yeah. I smoke all of the TAA or I'm sorry, LCA stuff. They've all been decent to me. Some have been sub decent, and then the one that really stood out for me was the Death Bucket 2. And then, of course, with the information given, found out the factory that was producing it made sense. I like a lot of what's coming out of their factory. So, how do you juggle cigars, YouTube, work, and family all at once, especially with the baby? Really, to be honest, man, YouTube takes a backseat to all that technically for me. And so, had a little situation on Instagram the other day. I ended up talking to a guy. He ended up kind of understanding where I was coming from. So, there was a gap between the first two videos, I think, or the third video of Cigar Madness. It was like 5 or 6 days, and he was a little upset because he felt that the tournament wasn't going to his liking speed-wise. It is what it is, man. I'm not going to compromise my family or what I got going on in my private life for YouTube. And Lee Mac actually made a video about that today. It was a very good point, too. It's like, I'm really not going to do it anyway, but especially to nobody that's not even really donating to the channel. Like, not saying anything, not saying I look at anybody any differently that does not donate to the channel to people that do. But at the same time, let's just be real here. A person that's a Patreon member, or a person that's been donating, or a person that's a member of the club, or a person that's fully invested in what I have going on is going to have precedence to the person that's just watching the videos. So the problem was he felt like I wasn't going fast enough. But the fact of the matter is, if you really have been following me that long, last year's tournament started March 1st and didn't end until May 26th, almost 3 months. It ain't even been a month yet, man. And like I said, the tournament will go faster this year because me and Eric had a different application of how we recorded and how we laid stuff out, so it'll go faster and smoother this year. And like I said, last year, you're just learning as you go. It's an idea and a concept. Think about this. If you start a business, the first year you're in business is probably not going to be a good one. You're probably going to be in the hole the first couple of years. You do stuff, you do things with the idea of knowing it'll be great, and then in the long run, it'll turn out to be a better situation. So for me, I saw that comment, and then what bothered me about the comment was that he felt that I wasn't focused or I wasn't taking it serious enough. And I said, you must not be watching live streams or watching enough content, because the running joke is I'm too serious about stuff at times. So, and like I said, there's nobody out there more serious or more focused than me. So I took huge offense to that. I took that as complete disrespect for not only me, but I take that is offense to Eric, because I know what Eric has going on in his life right now. I know what Eric puts into what we put out. And it's like, man, we're putting out half-hour productions. This isn't just us sitting in front of a camera, hitting record and talking. We're putting a full-on production on. So this stuff isn't just, and then I'm going to tell you how much that person didn't understand. They made the comment, why didn't you just record everything in one day? And then that's not how this shit works, man. You can't smoke all them cigars and have a full, honest opinion of a cigar. You can't smoke. That's not how it's done, man. So that's my thing too. You know, measure twice, cut once. Before you speak, sometimes think about what the person's going through. Think about what it takes to do what they're doing. So I don't know, man. I think sometimes people just talk and then they realize when you talk to them, they're like, oh, damn, I didn't really think about it. Just think before you speak, man. You don't really know what's going on with everybody else's life and what they got going on. Eric, I do, but I don't mind it neither, man, because like I said, to be quite honest, you don't know any or don't owe anybody an explanation, especially when 90 to 95% of the viewers are just, you know, like I said, of course we're appreciative of it, but they're just watching free content. So it's just like, man, the biggest, if you're not going to donate to the channel or, you know, with cigars, whatever, the biggest thing you could do for us is just be understanding of me and Eric's lives, what we have going on, and trust that we know how long it's been since we put out a video. We know all this stuff. So just be patient and be kind when it comes to stuff like this. They definitely do, Messi. It's just a false entitlement, man. John, you have to smoke all three of those together and see which one you officially like the most. That would be a good one, though. I'm thinking that maybe the issue with some folks lacking honesty altogether. And like I said, man, I could stop today. I don't lose anything, really. You know, like I bet because most of the people that are here that are really really supporting, we talk and stuff. They got my number, and so I mean, like it would bother me a little bit because I actually enjoy doing these live streams. I actually enjoy putting the content out. I know Eric does too. We like seeing the finished product. We like watching the comments, the engagement of people that are enjoying it just as much as us. So there will be a part of me that misses that, but at the same time, I'm not going to compromise who I am as a person for it. So, Gavin, what's going on, man? Appreciate it. And I think that might be the thing too, Calvin. I think sometimes people have a problem with being just completely blatantly honest, even if it's to a distasteful, or if it sounds distasteful sometimes. But sometimes you got to tell people what they don't want to hear. But it is what it is, man. Ray, that's kind of what I thought too. Now, like I said, you know, we being honest here. Me and Eric, no, we don't honestly. We don't want to space videos out 5 to 6 days apart. But sometimes when everybody knows you plan for stuff, and sometimes plans change. Things happen in people's family and stuff. So, you know, but at the same time, it's not going to be a 5-day gap between videos. That was just how that worked out, man. But it is what it is. Omega, I appreciate it, man. Hey, Calvin, I already know, man. I appreciate it, brother. Dave, I appreciate you too. Life does happen, man. The one and only true cigar reviewer here. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, you know, and you know, Gavin, that could be a downfall to me too. Sometimes I feel like people may say, "Oh, he's being a little bit too blatantly honest," but at the same time, I feel like that's what the viewership. I feel like that's what you guys deserve, because I feel like I still feel like I'm a viewer at times too. So I feel like that's what I like. I want somebody to be blatantly honest with me sometimes. Me and Lee Mac talk about a lot of stuff too. There's a lot of topics we talk about. Sometimes he tells me things and I don't want to hear it, but I know it's what I need to hear. So it's kind of like the same thing. Sometimes you might not want to hear this stuff, but it's like I said, I don't have any dog in the fight. So I'm gonna be completely honest with it too. Even sometimes it's weird. Some people think it's weird that they'll see me talking about a cigar that I've been talking about. It's like, if I'm telling you a cigar is good, like a HVC, like everybody knows, HVC is one of the ones I've been talking about. If you watch my humidor tour video, you know I like HVC cigars. It's probably 20% of my humidor. Like if I'm telling you I like a cigar, I like it. I'm not. What purpose do I have of telling you I like a cigar and I don't like it? What am I gaining from it? What do I gain? If you're a member of the club, you're going to see cigars that we're fans of. Everybody's not going to agree with them all, but honesty is definitely needed. That's what I like about Kevin the Cigar Prop too. A lot of people may not like his style and stuff, but the one thing you can say about him is he's brutally honest. Definitely gonna have those too, Gavin. But at the same time, like I said before too, you know, when I got my first thumbs down, it really shows you how much growth happens. You go from changing to being like how what did I do wrong to now if I see a video and I don't have a thumbs down, and I feel like what am I doing wrong? Because to me, that still symbolizes that things are going in the right direction, that I'm doing the right thing, because now you're branching out farther past your family and your friends. You're getting to a bigger audience. So who is the content creator? Whose palate are you using to taste the cigar? Shit, do what you want to then. Yeah, just missing this one. Actually about to go live on IG and smoke the Corona Gorda. All right, man, take care. How do you feel about Macallan cigars? They are hit or miss for me. Some of their stuff's decent. Some of their stuff I don't think is that great. The one cigar I will always recommend from Macallan is the Leyenda line. The number 1 and number 2 are very good cigars. It's by no mistake though, because those cigars have quite a bit of aged tobacco in them. And if you smoke them, you can tell they're very smooth, very refined flavor, real nice. I think they're really good. A little bit more intensity now. A little bit of cream is kind of come into the mix. Still getting some nuttiness, still getting some wood. Natural sweetness on this. It's probably bumped up into a really low side of a medium. Now this is going to be more flavor than it is strength, which will probably appease to a lot of people. It doesn't. If somebody doesn't like it, they can just find it. And that's really the only response I always say to people. If I'm not doing something to your liking, or if I'm not on a time schedule to your liking, there's 1,000 other cigar review channels out there. Go watch those, man. You know, like I said, there's no skin off my back, because I know a lot of people are still gonna be here supporting regardless of what's going on. So that's cool. All right, Howard, take care, man. Actually, true that, man. Hey, on the topic of cigar, I do like the Tabernacle. I'm not a fan of the Havana or Connecticut 142, the red label. I'm not a huge fan of that, which I know a lot of people like. I like the OG Tabernacle. I think it's pretty good channel. Or I mean, pretty good cigar, not channel. Smoking Bet, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. Now, for me, the cigar has good flavor. It's not a super complex blend. This is going to be what I'm going to call an office cigar. So I'm going to take y'all into the world of fragrance for a little bit. So you have your designer fragrances and you have your niche fragrances. Your designer fragrances are going to be very safe, mass appealing, overall consensus that people enjoy them. Your niche fragrances will jump out there, use a little bit of flavor notes, characteristics that might not be appeasing to everybody. They're kind of indie or independent kind of style. This, to me, is very office friendly. Like an office fragrance is something you can spray on. It's not going to offend. It's not going to offend anybody. It's not going to be a fragrance that is going to be like, oh man, what you got on? Damn, what you wearing? Let me write it down. But you can walk in the office. You might walk by 10 people, 3 or 4, and be like, man, what you got on? It smells nice today. It's real nice fragrance. You're not going to walk by anybody and offend anybody. This, for me, is an office fragrance style cigar. I know it's kind of weird. I'm mixing the both together. This is not going to be offensive to anybody, but I feel like it's not going to be somebody that's more into heavier profiles, which again is fair because Billy's not advertising this as a medium to full or full body cigar. It's not. This is going to be a cigar for like Prudence, Howard, actually, I know you might be gone already. This is a cigar I think you'll really enjoy. Anybody that really, really love the M. Bombay cigar in that neighborhood where it's like more flavor than strength, I feel like this is going to be one of those. It's not going to be offensive. It's going to be a cigar that you could just, this is another, and this is, I hate this too because it sounds bad when people say it. This is a good yard cigar for me. I hate how the conception of a yard cigar is a people's excuse to smoke shitty ass cigars or just bundle cigars. When I'm messing around in the yard or working on a car in the garage or doing something around the house or grilling or watching a baseball game or something, I don't want a shitty cigar. I still want something good. This is going to be really good because if I'm watching an MMA fight or a baseball game, I don't have to pay a lot of attention to it, but it's a good cigar. Or if I'm out cutting the grass or something or doing something, it's a good cigar. Some cigars, you know, you'll have to sit down and there's so much stuff going on that you have to pay a lot of attention to it. So you don't want to pair with anything. You just want to sit down and really focus in on the cigar. This is not that cigar. This is a cigar that's going to be really serviceable. Hey, man, I'm out here messing around, chatting with the boys, out cutting the grass. I'm watching a baseball game, watching an MMA fight. I just want to pull out a good cigar. I know it's going to be good. This is what this is going to do. And the price, and I like that he's not overpricing this cigar too. This was a $10 or $11 cigar. I probably wouldn't smoke many of them at $8. This is something I can stand behind. And in my lunch break, but wanted to say I really enjoy being in the club. Each cigar has been awesome, an awesome experience, and spot on review. Thanks for everything. Not a problem, Dave. How do you keep that damn beer without? I'm not at work right now. I'm not at work right now. That's what I thought when I first heard yard guy who wants to smoke. I really don't like that, man. I don't like that because I feel like when people think, we as the community need to change that stigma, man. Everybody thinks when you think a yard cigar, that's like an excuse to smoke $1 or $2 cigar. Who really wants to smoke a cigar that's valued at $1? Think about this. If the cigar costs you $2, it's probably costing the retailer. How much do you think it's costing the retailer? So how much do you think it costs to produce that cigar? I don't want to smoke that. I want to smoke something. I am a believer. I'm from the school that I want to smoke a good cigar all the time. Now, there's a purpose. There's a category and a time for everything. There's a time for a really complex cigar. There's a time for a not complex cigar. There's a time for a strong cigar. There's a time for a mild cigar. What I will say on this one too, the aroma is very good. I mean, I think so too, man. I don't like how people associate yard cigars with just being bundled cigars. Like I don't like that. I'm speaking for me. I don't want to smoke bad cigars ever. Kendall, what's going on? But this has a very nice low creaminess coming into it, a nice nuttiness, natural tobacco sweetness, still a nice oak wood and black pepper. That's what I'm getting from it. I've had to do that one touch up, but we rocking and rolling now. I don't think I'm gonna have to mess with it anymore. Draw has been spot on, good aroma. I have tried the Don Lino Africa. I'm not a big fan of it. I know it's either hit or miss. I've seen people that like the cigar and people that don't like the cigar. I'm a Cameroon fanatic too. Like Cowboy's a Cameroon fanatic. I didn't like that cigar though, and it's not a Cameroon wrapper. It actually has a Cameroon binder, but I wasn't huge on that cigar. I smoked it twice, and it didn't really do that much for me. David, you say that, but there's a market for that, which, like I said again, you have to know your financial situation. If you can't afford $10, $15, $20 cigars, but you still enjoy cigar smoking, that's great. There's a place for that. But I have to speak for me. In the bracket that I'm in, it would just I'm not doing it. And like I said, it might sound a little snobbish. It is what it is, but I haven't really found any $2, $3 cigars that I really enjoy. That's just me. The cheapest cigars that I found that I like are like the $5 Foundation Charter Oak Maduro. I like the Louisiana Rothschild. I like the Crown Heads Warriors. I like the Louisiana Rex. Punch Egg Roll when it was out is like a $4 cigar. Those are examples of great cigars for the money. The creaminess and nuttiness in this is really nice, though. I will say that. Ray, what's going on, fam? I've been surprised by some $4 to $7 cigars that are free, and that's true. Some of those cigars I will put up against $10 to $12 cigars all day long. So don't get it misunderstood. That's not me saying because it's more expensive that they're better. Because I've had quite a few I've had $100 cigars that I would smoke $10 cigars over all day long. All day long. And that's cool, you know. And that the one thing for me too is I just don't bash people because of what they smoke. If that's what they choose to smoke, like I said, I don't smoke infused or sweetened cap cigars and stuff like that too. But if you want to sit next to me in a lounge and smoke one, that's cool. I don't have to smoke it. That's great. I'm not going to smoke it. Some people like really large ring gauges. That's cool. I'm not smoking an 80 ring gauge cigar. That's my preference. Like I've said before, talk about preference in women or a woman's preference in a man. Some women prefer a guy to be tall. Some prefer him to be in shape. Some don't mind being a little fat. Same way with the guy. You might prefer a really short female. You might prefer a taller one. You might prefer a certain hair color. It's all preference, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, you have the choice and the ability to like and prefer what you prefer. I prefer not to smoke those cigars. I'm not going to look down on somebody because they're smoking that cigar, but I'm not going to smoke it. David, I appreciate that donation, man. Hey, Prudence, what's going on? Prudence, if you haven't tried any Bow Tie cigars, I think you'd like this one a lot. And I know you'd like that 314. This one is probably going into that medium. I'm going to say it's going into medium now. But the first half of the cigar was pretty mild. It's got some good flavors on it. And Cowboy, he hit it out the park. That's why I referenced it the way I did. This is approachable for everybody. This is going to be a cigar that anybody can smoke, whether you're kind of starting out or whether you've been smoking for 10, 20 years. I think this is a cigar you can smoke. I think he knocked it out of the park. And like I said, you can definitely tell he's not using cheap tobacco. He's got some good tobacco. Cowboy, is he rolling all of those cigars out of the same factory out of the DR? Because those are pretty solid cigars too. I'll definitely put a link to Bow Tie's website in the live stream too. So, like I said, for me too, and then let me get on this too. Let me talk about this too. Let's talk about this. What I respect about Billy and what I like about Billy the most is I kept this note too. So this was sent in January. He said, Bro McCoy, I hope this new year brings much success and blessings to you and your family. My family Cowboy asked that I put this package together for you and send it to you. He definitely speaks highly of you, which Cowboy, you know, I think highly of you too, brother. That's enough for me. I hope you enjoy them. Peace. Handwritten letter by Bow Tie. I don't have the bag, but I have not, if we're just going to be blatantly honest, I have not seen a black-owned company with being or so meticulous with packaging, information. You know, I got my water flask like Lee Max got I drink out of, so the packaging is on point. Personable, handwritten letter. Kudos to him. Like I said, and this is not just me talking. Okay. This is not just me talking highly because Cowboy's here. This is me genuinely saying this. Like the man's putting some reminds me of trying to how my YouTube channel is, man. He's putting a lot of thought and effort into it. And I can't say that about a lot of the black-owned companies that I have smoked, if we're going to be blatantly honest. A lot of them are just kind of scrapping stuff together. He's doing things the right way. So that's another reason why I think we should support people like that. You got to support the people that are doing things the right way, man. So I'm behind Bow Tie for sure. I've smoked 2 of the 4 cigars, and I can't say that they're bad. I think that they're pretty good. I would say for me, even though the 314 was good, I probably would say right now my preference is towards this copper. RCC, appreciate the donation. You too, Gavin. I appreciate y'all donating, man. Yeah, the presentation, when I got it and he had the nice bag that you get the cigars and they have the bow tie print on them, and it was tied in a bow tie, like, hey man, you could tell when somebody has a passion for something. You could tell when somebody has a passion. So I'm gonna be there, and it's our job to make sure people that are passionate and doing things the right way, we got to make sure that they don't go unnoticed, and that they don't feel taken advantage of, and they feel like, all right, man, I'm done. Nobody ain't appreciating what I'm doing. So Bow Tie, if you end up watching this live stream, appreciate what you're doing. Told Cowboy that at some point during the summer, my wife has quite a few friends in St. Louis. That's honestly where I'd be living at if I wasn't on the fire department here in Memphis. But I will be getting to St. Louis definitely sometime soon. Hope to meet you. And nothing but high regards. Let me post something. Let me put this real quick. Just posted the link for the cigar I'm smoking right now. Have you ever smoked the Espinosa Warhead? Or the Warhead, the La Bomba? Yeah, that's one of my favorite lines that Espinosa does. I like those. Once Upon a Time, El Primer Mundo. That's Sean Williams stuff. That's Sean Williams' line that works at Cohiba. Thanks to for sure. Like I said, we got to take care of the people that are taking care of us. So, like I said, I have a lot of respect for him because he didn't have to do anything that he's doing. So we definitely got to take care of him. Easy smoke output, not hard on the retro. A lot of detail on these things too. So I guess I didn't really even ask a lot of. I didn't even talk about anybody else smoking right now. I know quite a few people are at work. So anybody off today smoking? I'm sitting on one right now. I'm still pretty new to cigars, but I'm a full body smoker, so I might try it tonight. Yeah, make sure you got some food on you because the one I got the Figurado now. I haven't reviewed it. I think this is the 6, but the 5. That's the last cigar that I smoked, and I had to tap out on it, which just doesn't happen for me much. But I was smoking it, and Eric, if he's still in here, he'll tell you we were recording at his apartment one day, and we weren't even recording a review. It was some kind of promo video or something we were cutting, and I was sitting over there smoking, and I had the last third I had. The flavors were good, but it was just like a plus strength. Like that strength would have been probably like a 23 out of 20 on the scale. It was up there. Messy, if you can. I would, if he, I didn't look on there to see if he did a sampler. I would do the sampler, just smoke all his stuff and see what you think. Oliva Serie V, that's probably my favorite line they do. Kevin, I did a review of the Lancero pair with a port wine. I want to say maybe a year ago. Padron TAA is a fantastic cigar, dude. Eric, I'm not even playing, man. And like I said, I don't have that much pride and shit. Like if a cigar is beating me down and I'm just getting uncomfortable, I'm gonna put it down. Like that cigar, I had to put it down because if I kept smoking, I was not gonna be able to drive to the house without a nap. I was gonna have to take a nap on his couch and then drive. I wasn't gonna be able to drive. That nicotine on that cigar was through the roof. Punch A Rose, another good one. Yeah, make sure you got you a good meal on. You might want to put some potatoes and gravy, some beans. You want to put something that's gonna sit on you because take your time smoking it too. A lot of times I know we'll get caught up in the cigar tasting really well and starting to smoke too fast, and that's a recipe for disaster too. So make sure you're taking your time smoking it too. Anthony, I appreciate that donation, brother. Naked bundles. I'm gonna check those out too, Cowboy. I'm gonna grab me a couple of those. I'm gonna order some. Caldwell Eastern Standard. Cream Crush is still one of my all-time favorite cigars. The OG Eastern Standard, not the Sun Grown or not the Midnight Express. The straight up Caldwell Eastern Standard OG Cream Crush, which is like a Churchill. One of my favorite cigars of all time. That was one of my first reviews I did too. Great cigar. Ray, that's another good cigar too. That Luciano's really good. not a cheap one, but it's good. Another cigar too. Take your time smoking it. Don't smoke that too fast. Take your time smoking it. But yeah, right now for me, cigar smoking, textbook medium on everything, body, flavor, and strength. I think it's moved up to a comfortable medium. Still about the same, a lot of the same flavors, a little bit more nuttiness, and the wood has kind of become stronger. A little bit of black peppers intensified some, but not as spicy as it was in the beginning. But this is going to be really nutty. Still getting a little sweetness on that finish, a little bit of pepper too. But yeah, so thinking about going ahead and garage, or I think I'm about to head to the garage and call it Midnight Express Corona. I like that cigar a lot in the, I don't even know if they still got them around. The Pyramid was really nice. I used to smoke a lot of those. But just an FYI for everybody too, if you have not tuned into Cigar Madness, if you haven't been keeping up with it, that's airing, that's showing right now. We've got all the filming done, so we're gonna piece together the editing. We still got a little bit more stuff we got to record for certain videos, but most of the recording has been done. So as I was saying earlier, we'll time it and release videos as they need to come out. But we have 4 episodes out now. I believe it's 4. So make sure you check out all those episodes. Viva La Vida Club 500. It's a question. I've never had one, but do you like the Lancero size of the cigar at all? Which one? Which Lancero, Gavin? Yeah, this, like I said, this is what we're looking at. This is how much I got left. Burn line's been pretty good since, like I said, to do that one touch up, and it's been fine ever since. Also, too, I wanted to mention, me and Jeff, if you watched the collaboration video that I did with the HVC Serie A and the Austin Hope Cabernet, me and Jeff will be getting together soon. We're going to try to put out a video once a month for you guys. So I saw him today, and we talked about it. So we'll figure out what kind of spirit that we want to do. Then, of course, I'll take that spirit that we want to do, go home, pair it with some different things, see what I think will come best, and then I'll put that cigar, do the cigar of the month and the wine of the month pairing like I did with Jeff back in February too. So I think he enjoyed it. We both enjoyed doing a little bit of filming. Make sure I ain't missing anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Like you said, you know how you guys know how I never really come up with any topics or anything. So just coming up, enjoying the first cigar today. So that means for me, I probably will have, it's already 2:30 my time, so I might end up with three for the day. Just been kind of sporadic. Some days I've been able to smoke more than others. Some days I've kind of been holding off. So you'll have to let me know how that Viva La Vida 500 is too, Messi. The one, I can't remember what I had. Maybe it was a Toro or something. It was okay for me, but I think it's because I don't prefer AJ blends like I used to. Now there are certain ones like the Cameroon I still enjoy. There's a cigar that AJ Fernandez put out a couple years ago. I don't really see it much, but you still can buy them. It's called the La Granave. It was really good. I haven't had that one in a while, but a lot of his stuff that I used to really, really like, just my palate's kind of switched over to a different direction. Yeah, we definitely got to get Cowboy to 1,000, man. Like I said, I'm with 100% confidence. Once you guys go over there and check his channel out, it will be a no-brainer to subscribe to him. What I like about him too is he's not just in it for numbers. He wants people that are there, that are engaging and watching the content. And he's like me, man. If if you are a real lover of the community and a real enthusiast, a real aficionado, that's the channel you want to be at. Filled with a lot of knowledge. I feel like every time I watch Cowboy, I'm learning something about a backstory or something I never knew about. Pulls out some nice cigars. And I like Cowboy too because I get the point sometimes where people want to review cigars that, you know, you want to get 2 or 3 reviewers' opinion of a particular cigar, but sometimes it gets a little monotonous, man. So I like that he'll pull out different cigars and smoke different stuff too, because a lot of the stuff that he'll pull out I might not have had before, or it's been years and years, so I'll go back and revisit them. Like, man, it was a good, really good cigar. So, Kerry, what's going on, man? Never late to the party. Yeah, like I said, not bad at all. Not a bad cigar at all. Get a 5-pack of Robustos for $42, worth a shot. Had the Punch Classico last night, was interesting, pretty good, but not enough strength for me personally. And it sounds so for me too. I go through periods where it's like the preference for me is medium to fuller cigars, but at the same time, like I said in a recent video, for me the most important thing is flavor. If the cigar doesn't have any flavor, then I'm not gonna be there. Period. It's got to have some good flavor to keep me engaged. Then I'll worry about complexity. And like I said, really off camera, if I got to do one, which is very rare, believe it or not. I know you guys don't see me really doing it much on camera, but and that's a really big reason why I like to keep my cigars as cool as they are. For me, they taste better and they perform better when they're cooler. Think about, like I've mentioned the reference before too. If you have a leaf and it's soaking wet, you're not going to be able to catch it on fire. If it's a little moist, it might catch on fire, but it might not stay lit. The drier and if it's too dry, it'll just burn. It'll just burn really fast. So you gotta kind of be playing with that gas and clutch at the same time and kind of find what's going to work for you. For me, I found cigars rolling around 62 to 65, even as low as 60 for me. It's not a red flag for me. I don't mind them being there low. Like right now, I'm sitting at 63 and 63 in the humidor down here. So he always does, Messi, always. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out, Kevin. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just wanted to come up here and smoke this first cigar today. Show my man Billy Bow Tie some love, man. Like I said, I posted his link in there earlier. I will post the link to his website, and I will post the link to the specific cigar I'm smoking. And like I said, if you get anything from him, trust me, the packaging and the detail and the attention to detail is definitely there. What's going on, Ethan? Yeah, I'm doing well, man. I ain't got no complaints. No complaints at all. I've been kind of cruising through this cigar. It's been an hour and 10 minutes and still got this much left. So you're getting good smoke time at it. Sometimes you'll grab a cigar, you realize the blend burns really fast. So you're not getting it. Cowboy's saying he feels like that was the best next to the Death Bucket too. So I take his opinions very seriously too. I feel like there's some differences, but then we have a lot of similarities to a lot of the cigars that Cowboy likes. I like a lot too. So I feel like our palates are pretty close. So I definitely will be interested to try that one too. And you guys know how I am too. I'm gonna give you a full, complete, unbiased opinion. If the cigar is really good, I'm gonna say it. If I feel like it's average, I'll say it. If I feel like it's below average, I'm gonna say it too. Cowboy, I wanted to ask you too. Does Billy do any, or I guess before COVID was going around, does Billy do any events or things like that too, or is he pretty much real low key, or just kind of staying in the St. Louis area, or does he go around the country and do events too? I tell y'all, this weather we've been having today has been, or the past couple of days has been real nice too. I've been glad to have the weather breaking. That's why I was outside smoking a little bit yesterday too. It wasn't too hot. See, that's another thing for me too. If it gets in the heat of the sun or dead of the summer in Memphis, it gets real humid outside and it gets real hot. And trust me, it's not really enjoyable to smoke a cigar outside either. So that's why I was saying most of the time I smoke indoors. So I once had a box press Gordo that smoked to the nub in a little over an hour, and one that was 2 hours plus. Some sticks definitely do burn longer. They do. I think it just depends on the leaf and the blend and what's going on. For me too, personally, I like around an hour to an hour and a half mark. After about an hour and a half, it doesn't really matter what's going on. I start to get really bored with the cigar. So unless it's super complex and a lot of stuff going on, which most cigars fall in that same category for me. So, but I definitely, that 2 hour, it starts to get a little long for me. That's why I feel like I started to gravitate more towards smaller cigars, Robustos, Corona Gordas, Coronas, even short fat boys like a 4.5 by 54, 50. I like shorter smokes. I like around an hour to hour and a half mark. That's what I like. Only events so far have been with the distinguished gentleman here in the STL. You'll have to let me know if when all this stuff breaks open too, Cowboy. When his next event is, I'm gonna try to plan on getting in the whip and pulling up that way. Because like I say, you just down the road from me. I also want to get in the car and head down to see my man Ashhead too. That's what I do too. I smoke in the lounge most of the time if I'm not here. That's what I do. But yeah, I like the smaller sizes. That's what I like to smoke. I understand that too, Cowboy. I ain't mad at that too. I feel like that's fair. If it's worth it, we there. If it's worth it. But I'm gonna get up that way because I want to check out Montrez too. It looks like my kind of spot. So I like, I don't mind loudness and stuff too. Like that's cool. But at the same time, if I can go find me a corner and kind of sit back and enjoy the ambiance of the environment and stuff, that's what I like doing too. Contrary to what a lot of people probably think, I really like spending a lot of alone. I like spending a lot of time alone. I like doing a lot of stuff on my own. I like the alone time. Like to kind of be in my own thoughts and, thinking about what I got going on in my life right now, some goals, some short-term goals, stuff I got planned in the future. I like to dissect and think a lot about stuff. So. But yeah, man, I'm gonna finish up this cigar. Probably another 10 minutes or so. Still staying cool, not getting squishy or anything. Flavors are still about the same for me too. So y'all definitely check out Bow Tie Cigars. Like I said, I will post a link to his website and the direct cigar that I'm smoking in this live stream. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Great aroma on this one too. My thoughts are pretty, my thoughts are all over the place, man. My wife will laugh at me all the time. My son is kind of similar to me. You'll be sitting there talking to him one day or one moment, and the next moment he'll just be kind of gazing off, and you'll be talking to him, and he just won't even move. And I think he got that from me. I do that a lot. I like to reflect, though. I like to reflect. I like to challenge myself at times. I like to try to better what I'm doing, and I think Eric is the same way. I think that's why we've been able to produce what we have been on the channel. And my mind is always thinking ahead. I'm always trying to figure out how I can become better, how I can outdo what I'm doing right now. So I'm always thinking. And cigars are definitely a great time for that. And I like cigars too because you can smoke a cigar at any time, whether stuff's going good, whether stuff's going bad. Just cigar smoking fits any situation. That's why I say for me, it's not a hobby; it's really a lifestyle. Cigar smoking is a lifestyle for me. If you take it on, it doesn't take you long to realize you just gravitate and grow a love for it really quick. But yeah, like I was saying, though, man, I'll post a link to Bow Tie Cigars. So shout out to Billy King at Bow Tie Cigars, man. I appreciate you, brother. Be on the lookout for the platinum label official review, and then of course I still have the white couture, which is rated a little bit stronger than this copper label. It has that Habano wrapper, so I'm excited about that one too. I'll check that out. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time in your afternoon with me, man. Be on the lookout for that next Cigar Madness episode that will be dropping soon too. Cubans, best way to age them: set them and forget them. You remember that? What was the name of that? What was it? That wasn't Al Roker. I'm thinking about the news personality. Forgot the guy's name. He's an older white guy, and used to have an apron. He used to come on the infomercial commercials. I don't know if y'all remember the little rotisserie chickens. You'd come in there, and he'd always say, "Set it and forget it." The best way for Cubans Get that humidification real nice and low, about 62, 63. Push them in the back of your humidor and forget about them. Let them sit there for at least 2 years. I always will say, for me, if I get a box, I'll smoke one right out the box just to go and improve them. I said, like, because sometimes some cigars will be decent. Bolivars, Partagas Series Ds, Trinidads, they usually can smoke better young. But a lot of these cigars need at least 2-3 years before they start really hitting their peak. But set them and forget them, man. Like my man used to say on that rotisserie commercial, set them and forget them. Set them and forget them. But appreciate you guys again for tuning in. I'm going to enjoy the last of this copper label, man. Y'all be good out there. Take care. Y'all will be seeing me soon. And on that note, man, y'all know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. Damn sure don't forget to be driven, never motivated. Y'all be good out there. Stay safe. Smoke some good cigars. Don't smoke no yard cigars like everybody else thinks yard cigars. Smoke some good yard cigars. Y'all be good, man. Love y'all. Y'all be good.